So we're looking at 2015 paper, and we're going to get through this quite easily. 2015 Maths paper. So again, as we know it, we have 2 hours and 40 minutes to tackle this easy paper. Question 1. Question 1 usually starts with polynomials. So it starts with, it gives us f of x and g of x, and it says find the value of f, g f of 2. So it gives us f of x and it gives us g of x. So first thing we notice that f of x is equal to, it says x squared plus 5. That's f of x. And it also gives us g of x. And it tells us that g of x is 4x minus 3. And then the question is asking us to work out what is what. So we need to work out gf of 2. So we need to work out gf of 2. So to work out gf of 2, first we need to work out what is f of 2. F of 2 is going to be, substitute 2 here, and we get 2 squared plus 5. 2 squared, so it becomes g of 2 squared plus 5. Now 2 squared plus 5, as we know it, that is now 9, and so gf of 2 works out to be g of 9. So all we need to do is substitute 9 into g of x. When we plug in 9, we're going to get 36 minus 3, which is 33. So gf of 2 is 33. That's the answer. Nice and easy, soft, no real issues. Now the second part of the question says h of x is 3x plus 5 over x minus 2, and find the inverse. So this is part A. Now we're doing part B. So them say that h of x, and h of x is equal to 3x plus 5 over x minus 2. Alright, so since h of x is 3x plus 5 over x minus 2, to find the inverse, we interchange x and y. So we're going to say x is equal to 3y. Instead of saying y, I'm going to write h inverse. So x is 3h inverse plus 5 divided by this x right here, we write h inverse minus 2. And we're trying to make h inverse a subject, so cross multiply. So we're going to get xh inverse minus 2x is equal to 3h inverse plus 5. So all we need to do is make h inverse a subject. So bring over here and bring over here. So bring over here, and we're going to get x h inverse minus 3h inverse, and that's going to be equal to 2x plus 5. Nice and easy. All we need to do then is factor out h inverse. Factoring out h inverse, what we're going to get is x minus 3. H inverse times x minus 3, and that's equal to 2x plus 5. And so all we need to do now is divide both sides by x minus 3, and that will give us h inverse. We'll divide both sides by x minus 3. That means h inverse is 2x plus 5 over x minus 3 because this cancels this. Nice and easy. So that's h inverse. So if you want to write it somewhere elsewhere, let's write it over here. We can write that h inverse is actually working out just to be 2x plus 5 over x minus 3. Nice and easy. Now the next part of question 1, it says, given that x minus 2 is a factor of k of x, factorize k of x completely. Now to do this part of the question, since they're telling us that x minus 2 is a factor, we can do polynomial division to find the other two factors. So we write down what is k of x. K of x is 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus x plus 2. Alright, and out here we have is x minus 2. And so x into 2x cubed, that leaves 2x squared. 2x squared times x, that's going to be 2x cubed. And then 2x squared times minus 2, that's going to be minus 2x squared times 2 is minus 4x squared. Then we subtract. We subtract them minus 5x squared minus 4x squared. Minus and minus give us plus, so we get 4x squared minus 5x squared, that's just minus x squared. And then of course we bring down our plus x. Bringing down our plus x, we're going to say x into minus x squared, that's of course minus x. Then minus x times x give us back our minus x squared. And then minus x times minus 2 is plus 2x. And then we subtract them again. When we subtract them, what we're going to get is, of course, minus x squared minus x squared gone. X minus 2x, that leave minus x plus 2. So we have minus x plus 2. X into minus x, that leave minus 1. And then x times minus 1, that's going to be minus x plus 2. We subtract them, of course. Subtracting them, we get 0. Nice. So pretty much we can write that, of course, k of x is then is going to be equal to, k of x is going to be equal to x minus 2. And it is x minus 2 being multiplied by, right here, 2x squared minus x minus 1. So k of x is 2x squared minus x minus 1 times x minus 2. Alright? So now we can still factorize this quadratic factor here to simplify what k of x is. So it's going to be x minus 2 multiplied by, here's where it gets tricky now. So we know that a quadratic has two factors. Alright? Now we know this is 2x squared. To get 2x squared, it has to be 2x times x. And we know to get 1, it has to be 1 and 1. Now this means signs are different, but the greater one is negative. So that means when we multiply them across, right here is going to be minus, and this will be plus. Because this times this give us the 2x squared, this times this give you the minus 2x, plus x, which give us what? Minus x. And so this is k of x when we factorize it. Alright, So this is k of x fully factorized. So that's the solution. Nice and easy, soft. Now let's work out the other parts of the question over here. It says now solve the following equations. So it gives us an indices question and asks us to solve. So let's solve the indices question. So these indices question, they say, okay, we have 16 to the x plus 2, and they say that's equal to a quarter. So if 16 to the x plus 2 is equal to a quarter, first thing is we know that we can write everything to base 4. We can rewrite 16 as 4 squared. So we can rewrite 16 as 4 squared. So it's 4 squared to the x plus 2. And say 4 squared is raised to the x plus 2. This is what we're getting. And that's equal to 1 over 4. That is just 4 to the minus 1. And so what are we then solving? So pretty much the equation that we're solving is we're solving 2 times x plus 2 is equal to minus 1. So what we're solving is 2x plus 4 is equal to minus 1. So what we're solving is 2x is equal to, we bring over the 4 to get minus 5. So we divide through by 2 to get x is equal to negative 5 over 2. That's the solution. X is negative 5 over 2. And anytime you're in doubt, you can check it. Check your answer. If x is negative 5 over 2, you can say negative 5 over 2 plus 2 and 16 raised to that power. You get your quarter, so this is indeed correct. Now the next part of the question, part 2, it's asking us to solve the log equation. We're required to solve the log of base 3 of x plus 2 log to base 3 of x plus 2 plus log to base 3 log to base 3 of, that's x minus 1, and they're telling us that that is of course equal to log to base 3 of 6x minus 8. Nice and easy, log to base 3 of 6x minus 8. So if this is what we're solving, we have no real issue. No real issue at all. So if this is what we're solving, what we can do is we can put these together as one log to write this as log to base 3 of, because log A plus log B is log AB. So we can write this as log to base 3 of x plus 2 times x minus 1. Nice and easy. And so that is going to be equal to, now this is now log to base 3 of 6x minus 8. All right. Now we could bring this over here. Now if these two are equal, if log of this is equal to the log of this, all right, then what that means is x plus 1 times x minus 1 is equal to 6x minus 8. So what we have then is, of course, pretty much what we're saying then is x plus 2 times x minus 1 is of course equal to 6x minus 8. So we may feel free to go ahead and expand this side to get, now this is working out to be x squared. That looks like x squared plus x minus 2 is equal to 6x minus 8. We can go ahead to say that we'll have x squared, bring over the 6x so it becomes minus 5x, bring over the minus 8 to plus 8 so it becomes plus 6, is equal to 0. So we have x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. So now we can go ahead to factorize, and it looks like x minus 3 times x minus 2 equals 0. So the answer is x is either equal to 3 or x is equal to 2. That's the solution. X equals 3 or x is equal to 2. And that takes care of question 1. Of course, you can go ahead and test your answer. You know that if you put 3 here, you get log to base 3 of 5. Plus put 3 here, you get log to base 3 of 4. Log to base 3 of 5 plus log to base 3 of 4 is log to base 3 of 5 times 4, which is the log to base 3 of 20. Put the 3 here. See if we get the same. What are we saying? 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 minus 1 is actually 2. So both of them will be log to base 3 of 10, which is true. And you can check it for 2 as well. So nice and easy. This question soft. That takes care of question 1. All right, now let's have a look at question 2. Question 2 is usually quadratic, and it says now, express f of x in the form a into x plus b all squared plus c, where a, b, and c are real numbers. So it gives us the quadratic equation, where it is telling us, of course, that f of x is equal to x squared. Actually, that's 3x squared minus 9x plus 4. All right, and it wants us to express it in the form a into x plus b all squared plus c, where a, b, and c are real numbers. First and foremost, b in this case is going to be equal to 9. That looks like minus 9 over 2a, which is 2 times 3. So what we're getting then is that b is actually working out to be minus 9 divided by 6. We can simplify minus 9 over 6 to b. That looks like 3 over 2. So minus 3 over 2. And then we can go ahead also and find what is c. C in this case is going to be equal to 4 times 3 times, that looks like 4, minus 9 squared, and all of this is divided by, all of this is going to be divided by 4 times 3, which is 12. So what this works out to be is, we're going to get the value for c now, and so c is actually 4 times 3 times 4 minus 9 squared, and all of that is divided by 12. So that works out to be, that looks like negative 11 over 4. Now that we have all of this, we can rewrite f of x now and state that, okay, f of x is equal to a, which is the coefficient of x squared, which is 3, in bracket, x plus h, or x plus b. In this case, b is minus 3 over 2. So it's x minus 3 over 2 square plus k. In this case, k is minus 11 over 4. Nice and easy. And that's f of x. Then it asks us now to state the coordinates of the minimum point of f of x. So let's state that now. So the minimum point of f of x is, the minimum point is going to be minus h, which is 3 over 2, comma k, and k is minus 11 over 4. That's going to be the minimum point of f of x. All right? And so this takes care of part A. That's part A. Nice and easy. Now part B. Part B gives us another quadratic. It gives us the quadratic 3x squared minus 6x minus 4. And they say this is equal to 0. And here what they ask us. They say now, find the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta, where alpha and beta are the roots. If alpha and beta are the roots, then we know that alpha plus beta is going to be equal to minus b over a. So alpha plus beta is going to be equal to minus 6. And that's, of course, divided by 3. And so alpha plus beta is 2. That's it. Next we need is alpha beta. Now alpha beta is going to be equal to c over a. So alpha beta is minus 4 over 3. That's alpha beta, 4 over 3. Now they ask us now to find the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. And so the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta is going to be 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. This is what we want to find. 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta is equal to, first thing we have to do is find the LCM. The LCM between alpha and beta is alpha beta. Then we're going to say alpha into alpha beta leaves beta, plus beta into alpha beta leaves alpha. So this works out to be beta plus alpha over alpha beta. But beta plus alpha is alpha plus beta, which is 2. And alpha beta is minus 4 over 3. So this works out to be 2 divided by minus 4 over 3. So you work that out, so 2 divided by minus 4 over 3, and we're getting minus 3 over 2. And that's 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. Right? So this works out to just be minus 3 over 2. That's the answer. Nice and easy, soft. Now the next part of the question says, determine the coordinates of the point of intersection between the line y plus 11x equals 4 and 2x squared minus y plus 19 equals 0. So let's look at part C here. So part C gives us the curve 2x squared minus y plus 19 equals 0. And they also give us the curve y plus 11x equals 4. Now if y plus 11x is equal to 4, from the second equation we can make y the subject, and so y is equal to 4 minus 11x. If y is equal to 4 minus 11x, we're getting 2 times x squared minus y, and y is 4 minus 11x plus 19 is equal to 0. So substitute the equation of the line into the equation of the curve. By doing that, what we're then going to get is 2x squared minus 4 plus 11x plus 19 is equal to 0. If we simplify this, what we're getting is 2x squared plus 11x plus 15 is equal to 0. Now let's see if we can factorize this. 2x squared, how can we split this middle term now? Let us look at it good. So to factorize this now, Let's see how to factorize this. We know that to get 2x squared, it has to be 2x somewhere here. It has to be 2x there and x here. And to get 15, it has to be, let's say 5 and 3. 5 and 3 should work, but where do we put the 5 and where do we put the 3? If we put the 5 here and we put the 3 here, what's going to happen? Okay, this should work. Yes, this is how we factorize it. This times this gives us a 2x squared. This gives us 6x, 11x. So this is now factorized. And so what we're getting then is x is equal to minus 5 over 2, or x is equal to negative 3. So now that we know what x is, we can also find what is y. We can find what is y. It's very easy to find what is y now. Because since we know what x is, we already know what x is now. We can find y by substituting x as minus 5 over 2 into the equation for y. And so y is 4 minus 11 times negative 5 over 2. And that will give us the y value for right there. So let's plug in and see what we get. 4 minus 11 times negative 5 over 2. 4 minus 11 times negative 5 over 2. I'm getting 63. That's 63 over 2. And when x is negative 3, we plug in right here, we're going to get y is equal to, plug in negative 3 for x, and so we get 4 minus 11 times negative 3. So I'm getting 37. All right, and so those are the two solutions. So the two solutions we're getting are negative 5 over 2, comma, 63 over 2. That's one solution, or the next solution is negative 3, 37. Now, if you don't agree with your answers, check it back in the answer. So check it back in the answers right here. So check to see if 2 times minus 5 over 2 square minus 63 over 2 plus 19, if it gives you 0. Yes, it does. So the answers are correct. Nice and easy. Now part D. Let's see if we can fit part D down here. So part D is telling us now that an employee of a company is offered an annual starting salary of $36,000, which increases $2,400 per annum. Determine the annual salary that employee should receive in the 9th year. So in the first year, so we can write down that the first year, you're going to get their startup pay of $36,000. After you get the first year pay of $36,000, it increased. So they're telling us that the common difference D is $2,400. How much money will the employee receive in the 9th year? So to find out what they get in the 9th year, there is a formula for this. All right. What will a person receive in the 9th year? We can call it Tn. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. All right. That's the formula to find how much you're going to make in the 9th year. A plus n minus 1 times D. And so what this works out to be then is T9, which is the 9th year, is going to be A, which is how much you made in the first year. So this is 9. T9 is how much you make in the first year. And in the first year, of course, what was made was $36,000. plus n minus 1. N minus 1 is 8 times the common difference of, that's $2,400. And so we work that out, and that will give us 36,000 plus 8 times 2,400. And that's $55,200. That's how much the person can expect to make in the 9th month. This should be 2,400. That's one way to do it. Or another way you could do it was, this is the long way now. Another way you could do it is say that how much you're going to get is 36,000 plus, this is the first month play. In the second month, it's going to increase by 2,400 plus 2,400 plus 2,400 plus 2,400 plus 2,400 plus 2,400. So this is first month pay plus next month increase, third month, fourth month, fifth month, sixth month, seventh month, plus eighth month, plus ninth month increasing. This, when you add those up, you still will get 55,200, and that would give you how much is in the ninth month. So this is an alternate way of doing it. Nice and easy. That takes care of question 2. All right, so here are all the answers. This is part 1 answer up here, answer right there. Minimum point answer right here. Alpha plus beta answer right here. Answer right there. And then finally, here's the answer right here. So those are the solutions. Question 3. Question 3, usually the equations of circles. They give us the equation of the circle, and they ask us to determine the center of the circle and find the radius. So first thing I'm going to do is rearrange the circle by writing it as x squared minus 12x plus y squared minus 22y plus 152, and that's equal to 0. So now we can go ahead now and to factorize this. So factorize this by saying x minus, we have 12x, and when we half it we get 6, so it's x minus 6 all square plus 6 square and plus 6 square, which is plus 36, plus y square minus 22. We stay so now, boom, and we work this out. We're gonna get y, we divide this by 2 to get y minus 11 square, and then we subtract 11. Well, we should be subtracting 6 square, so this should be minus 36. This should be subtracting 11 square, which is subtracting 121 plus 152, and that's equal to 0. If we can go ahead and put this in its standard form, what we're going to get is x minus 6 all square plus y minus 11 all square, and then we notice we have minus 36 minus 121 plus 152. We can bring all of those to the other side. Minus 36 minus 121 plus 152. We bring it to the other side, and so it's equal to 5. So now we can tell them that the center of the circle, is 611. Now that we have the center of the circle, we can tell them that the radius is and the radius is going to be the square root of 5. That's the radius, the square root of 5. Nice and easy. The next part says determine the equation of the normal to the circle at 410. I always like to picture what we're doing. So let me draw a circle. It's always nice to get a schematic of what we have. So this is a circle, and the center is 6, 11. So this is the center, 6, 11. And then this is the center, 6, 11. And they want us to find the equation of the normal at 410. The next is 4, and y is 10. So this is somewhere here. 410 is somewhere right here. Right? This is 410. And so this will be the tangent to the circle at that point. But they don't want the tangent to the circle at that point. They want the normal. So the normal will be the line passing through this point and the point of tangency. This is the normal. All right, this is the normal. This red line is the normal. So this is what we want. So now let's find the normal. Oh, so this we can write down. This is part I. This is part I. And now they want the normal. So first thing we'll start with the gradient of the normal. The gradient of the normal is going to be equal to this point, as we know, it is 410. And so it's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it's y2 of 11 minus 10. 11 minus 10 over 6 minus 4. All right, 11 minus 10 over 6 minus 4. 11 minus 10 is 1. 6 minus 4 is 2. That's the gradient of the normal. Gradient of the normal is 1 over 2. Now, the next thing that we want is, we'll find the gradient of the normal. We need to find the equation now. So it's y minus the y value, which is 10. And that's, of course, equal to the gradient times x minus the x value at that point, which is 4. And so this is the equation of the normal. All right. I'm not going to simplify because I didn't ask to. So this is the equation of the normal. They didn't ask to simplify, so I'll leave that there. Y minus 10 equal a half x minus 4. Soft. Now part B of the question. Part B gives us vector OA. It tells us that vector OA is equal to 3, negative 2. That's vector OA, 3, negative 2. And they give us vector OB. And they tell us vector OB is 5, negative 7. So I'm rewriting it from the IJ form into the vector form. That's what we're used to. Then they ask us for vector AB. Vector AB is vector of the last minus vector of the first. So vector AB, as we know it, is vector OB minus vector OA. So all we need to do is work this out. Vector AB is vector OB minus vector OA. So it's going to be 5 minus 3, 5 minus 3, which is 2 over negative 7 minus minus 2. So negative 7 minus negative 7 minus minus 2. So that's minus 5. So that's vector AB, 2, negative 5. All right, so that's vector AB, but they want the unit vector AB. So in order to find the unit vector AB first, we need to find the magnitude of vector AB. So the magnitude of vector AB is going to be equal to the square root of 2 squared plus 5 squared. So the magnitude is the square root of 2 squared plus 5 squared. Now 2 squared plus 5 squared, that looks like 29. 25 plus 4, that's the square root of 29. All right, so what does that mean? That means that the unit vector AB, this is how we write unit vector. So AB, and you put a little hat on top of it. That means unit vector. It's equal to the square root. Unit vector is equal to, let's write it good now. It's 1 over the magnitude of vector AB, which is 1 over the square root of 29 multiplied by the vector AB itself. Multiplied by vector AB, and vector AB is 2, negative 5. Now, because they gave us in the ij form, it's good for us to write that it is 2i over the square root of 29 minus 5j over 29. It's good when we write it this way. Put it back in the form that they give you. If they give you in ij form, put it in ij form. If they give you in vector form, put it in vector form. This is part I covered. Now part I, they want us now to work out an angle. They want angle AOB. I like to sketch the graph to see what is AOB. So if I were to sketch the graph, then this is what I notice. If I were to sketch the graph, I would notice that I have A is 3, negative 2. So this would be A, 3, negative 2. B would be the point 5, negative 7. 5, negative 7 is somewhere down here. Let's say somewhere down here. This would be the point B. So what would be AOB? So this is A to O, and then this is now O to B. All right. So what they want is angle AOB. Angle AOB is this angle that they want, this angle in here. So we can call that angle theta. Now to find that angle, we just need vector OA dot vector OB. All right, and that will give us angle AOB. All right, so what we do know is that angle OAB is going to be equal to the cosine inverse of angle OAB is equal to cosine inverse of the dot product between vector OA dot vector OB over the norm of vector OA, which means the magnitude of vector OA times the magnitude of vector OB. And that's how we will work this out. Nice and easy. So this works out to be cosine inverse OA dot OB is going to be the dot product between these two vectors. The dot product is going to be 3 minus 2 times the dot product of 5, negative 7, so that's OA dot OB, all divided by the magnitude of vector OA, and the magnitude of vector OA is 3 square plus 2 square, square rooted, times the magnitude of vector OB. Magnitude of vector OB is 5 square plus 7 square. So this is what we're working out. That's going to be cosine inverse of, now it's going to be 3 times 5 plus negative 2 times negative 7, that's 29. So this works out to be cosine inverse of 29 divided by, then we have 3 square plus 2 square, which is the square root of 13 times, so this is working out to be the square root of 13 times, now 5 square plus 7 square is 74 times 13. Three square plus 2 square multiplied by 5 square plus 7 square. I'm getting the square root of 962. So this is what we're finding. So this works out to be equal to 29 divided by the square root of 962. I'll take cosine inverse of that, and so giving our answer, let's say we want to give it in, let's give our answer in degrees. Maybe you want to give your answer in degrees. They didn't specify whether to use degrees or radians. When they don't give you which one to use, you go ahead and you choose degrees. And so I'm getting that the angle is 20.8 degrees. When we take cosine inverse of that, we get 20.8 degrees. They said give the answer to 1 decimal place. So that's that. Soft. That takes care of question 3. Question 4. Question 4, it starts with, this seems to be a trick question. It says, the following diagram shows a circle with radius 4 centimeter and center O, and it gives us the sector AOB. And it says, if the area of the triangle is a half R square, calculate the area shaded. I like to call area shaded AS. Area shaded AS is going to be equal to area of the triangle minus area of the sector. My apologies, it's area of the sector minus area of the triangle. So area of the sector minus area of the triangle give you area shaded. I like to call sector sec. Area of the sector minus area of the triangle. Now area of the sector is going to be equal to area of sector from CSEC Mathematics is theta over 360 times pi r squared. Area of sector is theta. In this case, theta is pi by 6. So it's theta over 360. In this case, 360 is 2 pi times pi r squared times pi r squared, which is pi times r is 4 square. That will give you area of the sector minus area of the triangle. It said area of the triangle is a half r squared theta. So it's a half r, which is 4 squared, times the sine of theta, which is the sine of pi by 6. So this is all we have to work out. And so the area of the sector is actually equal to, we have pi by 6 divided by 2 pi. Now pi by 6 divided by 2 pi is really pi by 6 multiplied by 1 over pi. 1 over 2 pi, the pi's cancel, and so we get 1 over 12. This part works out to be 1 over 12 times 4 squared is 16. This works out to be 16 pi, 16 over 12 pi, minus, no, a half. 4 squared is 8 times the sine of 30. Pi by 6 is 30, so it's multiplied by the sine of 30. That's 4. So this works out to be 16 over 12 pi minus 4. And so this is now the area shaded. So you can just write units. Oh, it's centimeters. So this is the area shaded. So just tell them that this is centimeters squared. 16 over 12 pi centimeters squared. And that takes care of part A. Next we need is part B. Part B. Part B now is going to be, it says solve this now. You have 8 sine squared theta equal to 5 minus 10 cos theta. So we have 8 sine squared theta, 8 sine squared theta, and that's equal to 5 minus 10 cos theta. Now, in order to do this question, first thing you know is that sine squared is 1 minus cos squared. So we can always rewrite this as 8 times 1 minus cos squared theta. So 8 times 1 minus cos squared theta is actually equal to 5 minus 10 cos theta. That's what we have. Nice and easy, soft. Now we can expand this now to get 8 minus 8 cos squared theta. 8 minus 8 cos squared theta, and that's equal to 5 minus 10 cos theta. So now we can bring over the minus 10 cos theta and bring over the, whatever you want to do. Let's bring over the 8 cos squared over here. So we're going to say 0 is equal to, bring over the 8 cos squared theta to get 8 cos squared theta minus 10 cos theta. And then when you bring over this 8, it's going to become, when you bring over 8, it becomes 5 minus 8, which is minus 3. So we have 8 cos squared theta minus 4 cos theta minus 3 equals 0. Think of cos theta as y. Alright, so let y equal cos theta. Because if we substitute y as cos theta, then you're going to realize that really and truly what we're solving is 8y. What we're really solving is 8y squared. Really and truly we're solving 8y squared minus 10 times y minus 3 equals 0. So now all of this reduced down to just be a quadratic equation. Solving the quadratic equation is easy. We can just factorize it now. It has to be 3 and 1. This look like 2y and 4y. Like 4y, 2y. Signs are different, but the bigger number goes with the negative. So minus and plus. All right. And so what we're getting then is that from this, we're getting that y is equal to minus a quarter. And from this, we're getting that y is equal to 3 over 2. From this, we're getting y is 3 over 2. Now from this one has no solution. So let's continue it over here. Let's make a line right here to continue part 2. So for part 2, the solutions that we're getting are, we're getting that cos theta, because cos theta is y. So we're getting that cos theta, which is y. We're actually getting cos theta is equal to negative a quarter, or we're getting cos theta is 3 over 2. Now if cos theta is 3 over 2, this one is not possible. Cos theta equal 3 over 2, not possible. Why is cos theta equal 3 over 2 not possible? Because cos theta has to be between 1 and negative 1. So this has no solution. Remember that the cos of theta has to always be between 1 and negative 1. So this has no solution. Now since this has no solution, what we're focused on is cos theta equal minus a quarter. So we need to find theta. First we're going to have to draw our circle. So draw our circle to look where cos is negative. So remember, all schools teach crap. All schools are teaching crap. And so cos is positive here and here. And so these are where we want the answers, where cos is negative. So first we need to find the principal acute angle, which is cos inverse of a quarter. So find out what is cos inverse of a quarter. And you get 75 degrees, 75.5. So you get 75.5. Now we want the answers in this quadrant. So the value for theta is going to be equal to 180 minus 75.5. So theta is 180 minus 75.5. Or theta is going to be 180 plus 75.5. Those are the two values for theta. Nice and easy, soft. So if you want now, you should, well, not if you want, you should. You should simplify it and write it as, that means the two possible values for theta are 104.5 degrees, or theta is equal to 255.5 degrees. Put in a degree sign. Those are the two answers for theta. Nice and easy, soft. Now let's go ahead now and look at part C. Part C says to prove the identity, sine theta plus sine 2 theta over 1 plus cos theta plus cos 2 theta is equal to tan theta. So to do this proof, you always start with your left hand side. Now your left hand side is logically equivalent to, it says it is sine theta plus sine 2 theta over 1 sine theta plus sine 2 theta over 1 plus cos theta plus cos 2 theta. Now, in order to do this proof, you're going to need to know some trig identities. So the identity that you're really going to need to know is you're just going to need to remember that sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cos theta. So we're going to rewrite this as sine 2 theta, as we know in the numerator, so this will become sine theta plus sine 2 theta, which is 2 sine theta cos theta. 2 sine theta cos theta. That's what we have. Then we're dividing it by, now 1 plus cos theta plus cos 2 theta. That's going to be 1 plus cos theta plus, now cos 2 theta is 2 cos squared theta minus 1. That's cos 2 theta, 2 cos squared theta minus 1. Nice and easy. Now, as we can see, the 1 and the minus 1 is going to cancel each other. And this is going to become equivalent to, now sine theta is in common here. So we can factor out sine theta. We're going to factor out sine theta from the numerator. And so what we're left back with is 1 plus cos theta. Nice and easy. Now from the denominator, we're going to factor out cos theta. We're going to factor out cos theta. And what we're going to be left back with is factoring out cos theta. We're going to notice that factoring out cos theta leaves us with 1 plus, now when you factor out cos theta from 2 cos squared theta, factor out sine, we're left back with 1 plus 2 cos theta. Sorry, should have a 2 right here. And then we're going to left back with 2 cos theta here as well. Now the 1 plus 2 cos theta cancels the 1 plus 2 cos theta. We're left with sine theta over cos theta, which is tan theta. This is how we do the proof. Tan theta. And once you get tan theta, that's equivalent to your right hand side. It's quite easily brushed aside. This is our right hand side. So we can write quite easily brushed aside. Nice and easy, soft, quite easily brushed aside. On to question number 5. Question 5 says differentiate the following with respect to x. Now to differentiate this with respect to x, I'm going to call it y. So let y be equal to 2x squared plus 3 multiplied by sine x, sine 5x. And we need to differentiate this. So to differentiate this with respect to x, we're going to say that dy by dx is equal to, we're going to use product rule. Product rule tells us that we keep the first one. So we write back 2x squared plus 3. Then we multiply it by the derivative of the second one. When we differentiate sine 5x, we get, differentiate sine, you get cos 5x. Then you multiply it by 5. Then you times it by 5. Plus, you keep the second one now, so keep the sine 5x. And then you multiply it by the derivative of the first one. Now when we differentiate this up here, we differentiate 2x squared plus 3, we're going to get 4x. So now all that is left to do is simplify. But to simplify, we can write 5 times the 2x squared. That's going to give us 5 times 2 is 10. So we get 10x squared plus 5 times 3 is 15. So write it as 10x squared plus 15 multiplied by cos 5x plus, now 4x sine 5x. This is now plus 4x sine 5x. That takes care of the first one. Nice and easy, soft. That takes care of part 1. Now part B. Part B is saying to us that we need to find the coordinates of all the stationary points of the curve. Find the coordinates of all the stationary points on the curve. And so what that means is we tell us that y is equal to x cubed. Y is equal to x cubed minus 5x squared plus 3x plus 1. All right. And you want us to find the coordinates of the stationary points. So to find the coordinates of the stationary points, we know that a stationary point occurs when dy by dx equals 0. So first we need to find dy by dx. dy by dx is going to be equal to 3x squared minus 10x plus 3. And stationary points occur when dy by dx is 0. So we set this equals 0. Solving 3x squared minus 10x plus 3 equals 0, we can factorize it. In order to factorize it, what we're going to get is 3x and x. That looks like 3 and 1. Signs are the same, both of them negative. Right? And so the 2 points that we're getting is x is equal to 1 over 3, 1 upon 3, and x is equal to 3. So now we need to find the value for y. To find the corresponding value for y, we plug 1 over 3 into the original equation. Plugging 1 over 3 into the original equation, we're getting 1 over 3 cubed minus 5 times 1 over 3 squared plus 3 times 1 over 3 plus 1. And so we get, that looks like 1 and 13 over 27, which is 40 over 27. So y is 40 over 27. Comma, we plug x as 3 up here to get 3 cubed minus 5 times 3 squared plus 3 times 3 plus 1. And this other point is y is negative 8. Y is negative 8. All right, nice and easy. Y is negative 8. Nice. So we can tell them that the stationary points are 1 over 3, comma, 40 over 27, and this looks like 3, negative 8. Those are the stationary points. Nice and easy. It should be 40 over 27. Nice and easy. Those are the stationary points. Now it is saying now, if these are the stationary points, what next should we do? It says determine the nature of each stationary point. The nature of each stationary point is d2y by dx squared. That's the nature of each stationary point, d2y by dx squared. To find d2y by dx squared, it's going to be 6x minus 10. 6x minus 10, that's the second derivative. All right, so this is part 2. All you're going to do is plug in the x value at each stationary point into this. All right, so we can say at the point when x is 1 over 3, what are we going to get? When x is 1 over 3, we're going to see that d2y by dx squared is going to be equal to, all we need to do is plug in 1 over 3 in this equation, and we're going to get 6 times 1 over 3 minus 10, and that's going to be equal to 2 minus 10, which is negative 8, which is less than 0. All right, and so what we're then saying is that 1 over 3, 40 over 27 is a maximum point. All right, so we can hence conclude that that is a max point. Then we're going to plug in now at when x is 3. When x is 3, what we're going to get is that d2y by dx squared, d2y by dx squared is going to be equal to, x is 3, 6 times 3 is 18, 18 minus 10 is 8, and 8 is greater than 0. And so this is a minimum point. Minimum point. Nice and easy. Nice, easy, soft. That's a minimum point. Nice. So we can tell them this 1, 3. You can just go ahead and tell them 1, 3. That is a maximum point. And the 3, 8 is the minimum point. That's it. Nice and easy. Soft. Now part C. Part C says, a spherical volume of a balloon is 4 over 3 pi r cubed, is filled at a rate of 200 centimeter cubed per second. Calculate in terms of pi the rate at which the radius is increasing when the balloon is 10. So they're asking us to calculate the rate at which the radius is increasing. So they're asking us to calculate dr by dt. Now dr by dt is going to be equal to dr is going to be equal to dr by something times something dt. So now we need to find this. So now we need to find dr, but they give us a third variable, which is v. So we can find dr by dv times dv by dt. Now the question already gives us dv by dt. It tells us dv by dt. It tells us that that is 200. This is clearly 200. This is dv by dt, 200. Then it needs now dv by dr. dv by dr. dv by dr. dv by dr is equal to, now we know v is 4 over 3 pi r cubed, and so we can carry down the power to get 3 times 4 over 3 is just 4 pi r squared. So we get 4 pi r squared is dv by dr. And so dr by dt is dr by dv, which will be dr by dv is 1 over dv dr. So it's 1 over 4 pi r squared times 200. That is dr by dt. And then all we have to do now is plug in r as 10, because it says put r as 10. So it works out to be 200 divided by 4 pi times 10 squared and 10 squared is just 100. So this will give us dr by dt. dr by dt is, let's work that out, 200 divided by 4 times 10 squared, that's a half. This works out to be a half, or 1 over 2 pi, works out to be 1 over 2 pi, and it's 1 over 2i. Radius is in centimeter, so it's 1 over 2 pi centimeter per second. Nice and easy, soft. That's the solution. Now we can go to integration. Now we're at integration. Now we're carrying out integration. We're asked to evaluate the integral from pi by 6. Evaluate the integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3. Evaluate the integral of pi by 6 to pi by 3 of cos 3 theta. Cos 3 theta d theta. This is what we're asked to evaluate. Cos 3 theta d theta. The integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3 of cos 3 theta d theta. So we need to evaluate this integral. Now to integrate cos, when you integrate cos you get sine. So integrate cos you get sine 3 theta. Then you divide it by the derivative of 3 theta, which is 3. And we're integrating from pi by 6 to pi by 3. Nice. So all you have to do is plug in pi by 3 first. When you plug in pi by 3, 3 times pi by 3 is just pi. So we get the sine of 3 times pi by 3. Remember, pi by 3 is really 60 degrees. 3 times 60 is 180. The sine of 180 is 0. So this works out to be 0 minus, we plug in pi by 6 now, which is 30. 3 times 30 is 90. The sine of 90, as we know it is 1. So this works out to be 0 minus 1 over 3. So the answer is minus 1 over 3. Nice and easy. Soft. Now the next part says now, a curve has equation which satisfies dy by dx is kx times x minus 1. It says given that the gradient of the curve at 2, 3 is 14, find the value of k. This was part A. Let's have a look at part B. So now dy by dx is kx times x minus 1, and they tell us that the gradient at 2, 3 is 14. So they tell us that at 2, 3, they're telling us that dy by dx is equal to 14. That's what they just told us, you know. And so what they're telling us then is k times x. So at 2, 3, what they're telling us then is k times x. K is, we don't know, so it's 2k times, so let me say that implies, it's very good to say that implies. That implies 2 times k times, x is 2 again, 2 minus 1 is equal to 14. And so that 2 minus 1 is 1. And so what they're saying is 2k is equal to 14. And so k is equal to 7. K is equal to 7. K is equal to 7. Next it says find the equation of the curve. Find the equation of the curve. To find the equation of the curve, now y is going to be equal to the integral of dy by dx. Since k is 7, y is equal to the integral of dy by dx now is really 7x times x minus 1. So this is what we're integrating, 7x times x minus 1. That is what y will be. And so integrating this, we're pretty much integrating 7x times x minus 1 can be written as 7x squared minus 7x. This is what we're integrating. Now integrating this now, what we're going to get is add 1 to the power, integrate 7x squared to get add 1 to the power to get cube, divided by the power of 3 minus 7, add 1 to the power to get x squared, divided by the new power of 2. Then we'll add our constant of integration. Now we need to find that constant of integration. To find this constant of integration, we know when x is 2, y is 3. So what we know then is 3 is equal to 7 times 2 cube over 3 minus 7 times 2 square over 2 plus k. So this will give us k. So we can use this equation now to solve for k. So let's navigate down or simplify down now our way to get k. 7 times 2 cube divided by 3 minus 7 times, so answer minus, of course, 7 times 2 squared divided by 2, and we get 4 and 2 over 3. We bring that over 3 minus our answer. I'm getting minus 5 over 3. So that implies k equal negative 5 over 3. Negative 5 over 3. If k is negative 5 over 3, then it is telling us that y is equal to 7x cubed. Y is equal to 7x cubed over 3 minus 7x squared over 2 plus k, and k is minus 5 over 3. Nice and easy, soft. So plug in x as 2, 7 times 2 cubed divided by 3 minus 7 times 2 squared divided by 2 plus k. Just to check that when you plug in x as 2, we need to get back y as 3. So let's just check it again. Right here, if we were to plug in x in as 2 in this equation, would we get y as 3? 7 times 2 cubed divided by 3 minus 7 times 2 squared over 2 minus 5 over 3. Yes, so this is indeed correct. So this equation is correct. All right, nice and easy, soft. That takes care of part B. So this is the equation of the curve. Now part C. Part C asks us to find the volume of the solid enclosed by the region y equal x squared plus 1, rotated around the line x being 0 and x being 1. Now, first thing we need to remember is that volume is equal to pi times the integral of y squared dx. Volume is equal to the integral from a to b of y squared dx. That's the formula for volume. So what does that tell us? Then volume is equal to pi times the integral of, volume is equal to pi times the integral from 0 to 1 of y squared. Y squared is going to be x squared plus 1 all squared dx. This is volume, pi times the integral of x squared plus 1 all squared dx. So when we work this out now, we're going to get that volume is pi times the integral of from 0 to 1, first term square, which is x squared squared, which is x to the 4, plus twice the product of the 2, which is plus 2x squared, plus second term square, which is plus 1. Nice and easy. This is how we get the volume. Nice and easy. That's the volume. So the volume works out to be pi times, all you have to do now is integrate. So integrate by adding 1 to the power x to the 5th over 5 plus add 1 to the power, we get 2x cubed over 3 plus x, and we're going from 0 to 1. Now we don't even need to worry about the 0, just plugging in the 1. So the volume is going to be plugging in 1, you get 1 over 5 plus 2 over 3 plus 1. So it's going to be 1 over 5 plus 2 over 3 plus 1. And that is giving me, I'm getting, that looks like 28 over 15. That's 28 over 15 pi. That's the volume. Volume is 28 over 15 pi. It's 28 over 15 pi units cube. When you find volume, it's units cube. Nice and easy, soft. Now, we're on to section 4. When you get to section 4, you can do either question 7 or question 8. You don't have to do both. You can choose any question you want to do. All right, but just for our purpose, we're going to, of course, we're going to do both questions. Let's have a look at question 7. It says that there are 3 traffic lights that a motorist must pass on the way to work. The probability that the motorist has to stop at the first traffic light is 0.2, and for the second is 0.5, and for the third is 0.8. Find the probability that the motorist has to stop at only one traffic light. Now, let's do this question. First thing I like to do is I like to use variables. So let A represent first stop light, and B will represent, let B represent second stop light, B represents second stop light, then let C represent third stop light. And so what we need to find out now is they're telling us that the probability that the motorist stops at the first stop light is 0.2. The probability that he stops at the second stop light is 0.5. the probability that he stop at the third, so there's a very high chance of him stopping at the third stoplight. That stoplight probably change every 3 seconds or so. So maybe every 10 seconds, so it's very highly that he will get stopped there. It says find the probability he stop at only one stoplight. So if he stop at only one stoplight, so the probability he stops at one stoplight, the probability of stopping at one stoplight is going to be equal to, there are many ways to find it, but this is the approach we're going to take. It's going to equal to the probability that he stops at A, but not others, plus the probability that he stops at B, but not others, plus the probability that he stops at C, but not the others. So if the probability of stopping at one stoplight is going to be equal to, if he stops at A, the probability of A is 0.2, and if he didn't stop at B, that's 0.5 times, if he didn't stop at C, that's 0.2, plus the probability that he stops at B is 0.5, but he didn't stop at A is 0.8, plus he didn't stop at C, which is 0.2, plus probability he stops at C is 0.8 times, if he didn't stop at A is 0.8 times, if he didn't stop at B is 0.5. And so the probability he stops at one stoplight is 0.2 times 0.5 times 0.2 plus 0.5 times 0.8 times 0.2 plus 0.8 times 0.8 times 0.5, which is 0.42. So there's a 42% chance he stops at only one stoplight. So that's part one. Now what's the next part now? It says find the probability he stops at two stoplight. So to find the probability he stops at two stoplight, so the probability he stops at two stoplight. To stop at two stoplight means we can find the probability that he stops at A and B, plus he can stop at maybe A and C, or it can be, he can stop at maybe B and C. So it's either one, it stop at two, it have to be two. It can stop at either A and B, or it can stop at either A and C, or it can stop at B and C. That's going to be the probability of him stopping at two stoplights. So that's going to be equal to, the probability of stopping at A and B is, probability of stopping at A 0.2, not stopping at B 0.5 times probability of not stopping at A is 0.2, stopping at B is 0.5, not stopping at C is 0.2, plus probability of stopping at A and C is 0.2 times, not stopping at B is 0.5 times stopping at C, which is 0.8, plus the probability of stopping at A is 0.2 times probability of stopping at B is 0.5 times the probability of stopping at C is 0.8. That works out to be 0.2 times 0.5 times 0.2 plus 0.2 times 0.5 times 0.8 plus 0.2 times 0.5 times 0.8, that's 0.18. So there's an 18% chance he's going to stop at two stoplight. Now part B. Part B says, use the data of the following to estimate the mean. So before we can estimate the mean, I want to come to just put down that table here. X and F. One, two, three, four. Let's work with this now. And we have X. Here it's going to be from 5 to 9. Over here it is 10 to 14. Over here it is 15 to 19. Over here it's 20 to 24. All right, and then here is F. The frequency is 8, 4, 10, and 3. All right, now all we need to do is draw another table to represent the midpoint. So now we need a midpoint. So I'm going to call this xi. This is midpoint table. The midpoint is going to be 5 or 4.5 plus 9.5 divided by 2. So the midpoint table will be 7. Then right here will be 12. Then right here will be 17. And then right here will be 24 plus 20 divided by 2, that's 22. Now you might be wondering, why do I want to know that? That's because that's how we're going to find the mean. The mean is given by bar x, and bar x is equal to the sum of f times xi divided by the sum of f. That's how we find bar x. So what does that mean? That means that the mean is equal to the sum of f times x, means we need to work out what is 8 times 7 plus 4 times 12 plus 10 times 17 plus 3 times 22 . So that's the sum of f of x, and all of this is of course being divided by the sum of f, and the sum of f is just the 8 plus the 4 plus the 10 plus the 3. And so let's work it out. Put all of this in a calculator to get what is bar x. So you work it out, 8 times 7 plus 4 times 12 plus 10 times 17 plus 3 times 22. That's 340. 340 divided by 8 plus 4 plus 10 plus 3, that's 25. So 340 divided by 25, nice and easy. 340 divided by 25, which is 13.6. And so that's the mean, 13.6. 13.6. One thing I want to point out is notice that it occurs in the interval that have the highest frequency. Generally, the mean, the mode, and the median will occur in the interval with the highest frequency. Not all the time, but most of the time. That's when the data is symmetric. So what we're saying then is the mean or the average, the mean is equal to 13.6. Now part C now. Part C says, research in a town shows that if it rains on any one day, then the probability that it will rain the next day is 25%. So if it rains on one day, right, so we're going to start with rain. So rain, right, so we have a normal day. If it rains today, the chance it rain the next day will be 25%. So we have rain, then given that it rained, then the chance that it rain the next day. So I'm going to write R for rain again. The chance of it raining again, let's say it's 25%. Just want to make sure that's right. 0.25. So if it rained first, then the chance of it raining the next day is 0.25. And then this is now no rain. So I'm going to write NR for no rain. So there's a 75% chance it doesn't rain the other day, right? Then it says, if it does not rain one day, then the probability that it will rain the following day is 12%. So we have rain, and then we have no rain. I'm going to put it as 1 soon. Then we have no rain. We have no rain. All right, and saying if it have no rain, then chances of it raining the next day, they're saying it is all right, no rain is going to be raining. If it does not rain, then the chances of it raining the next day is 0.12. And so if it don't rain, the chances of it not raining the next day is 0.88. So let's see what the question says. The question says, draw a probability tree diagram to illustrate the information. So of course, we're going to have to put this as one big tree diagram. So we need to put it as one big tree diagram. So generally, it starts from either rain or no rain. Think about it naturally. So one big tree diagram is either it rain or it don't rain. Either it rain or it don't rain. So either it rain or it don't rain. Chances of it gonna rain is a half, and chances of it don't rain should be a half, naturally. Now, given that it rain, then chances of it raining again the next day will be 0.25. This is for the chances of it raining again. And given that it rain, the chances of it not raining is 0.75. This would be no rain. All right. Now right here, so now is given that it don't rain, then chances of it raining is 0.12. This is for it to rain. And then chances of no rain is going to be 0.88. So that's part A. Nice and easy. Soft. So this is part I. This is the tree diagram. This is the answer for part I. Now the question says, given that it says determine the probability it will rain on Wednesday of the week. Starting on Monday, on Monday, and given that it rains on Monday. So they're telling us that it rains on Monday. So if it rains on Monday, so it rains Monday. All right, it rains Monday. And what do we want? We want the probability that it will rain on Wednesday. All right, so the probability it will rain on Wednesday, given that it rains on Monday. Given that it rains on Monday. So we need to find the probability that it rains on Wednesday, given that it rains on Monday. Now the probability that it rains on Wednesday, given that it rains on Monday, is going to be equal to the probability of it rain on Wednesday. Probability of rain on Wednesday, given that it rain on Monday, is equal to the probability that it rain on Wednesday. So this is a conditional probability. The probability of A given B is equal to the probability of A intersect B divided by, and this is divided by the probability of B, the probability that it rain on Monday. All right, so we need to find this. What's the probability that it actually rain on Monday? All right, now the probability it rain on Monday in actuality is 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.25. If it rain on Monday, because it says it rains on Monday. If it rains on Monday, it is this. It rain on Monday. The chances of it raining on Monday is 50%. All right, so this works out to be chances of it raining on Monday is 0.5. Now, the chances of it raining on Monday. So given that it rain on Monday, we want to find what's the chances of it raining on Wednesday. So if it rain Monday, so the chances of it raining on Wednesday and on Monday, we need to find out what's the probability of it raining on Monday. Now think about it, the probability of it raining on Monday and Wednesday, so it can rain Wednesday, right? It can rain Wednesday, but don't rain Tuesday. So what we're saying is it can rain Wednesday, but no rain Tuesday and rain Wednesday. Or it can rain Wednesday, rain Tuesday, and rain Wednesday. Those are the two possibilities, don't it? That's a probability it rain on Wednesday and it rain on Monday. So let's find that. Let's find out those. Let's do it that way. So the probability that it rain Monday, don't rain Tuesday, but rain Wednesday, it's going to be equal to. So one find the probability it rain Monday, don't rain Tuesday, but rain Wednesday. So rain Monday is 0.5. Let's type it. That's going to be rain Monday is 0.5 times no rain Tuesday. If it don't rain Tuesday, so rain Monday, this is Monday then Tuesday. Rain Monday is just 0.5. Now, given that it rain Monday and don't rain Tuesday is 0.75 times For rain Wednesday again is 0.5 plus the probability that it just rain Monday, rain Tuesday, rain Wednesday. So that's just 0.5 times 0.25 times 0.5. Nice. I'm getting 0.25. So there's a 25% chance it will rain on Monday and rain on Wednesday, given that it rained on Monday. Nice. Now let's go to the final question of the paper. Question 8. Question 8 says, a particle is moving in a straight line with a velocity of 3 meters per second at t equals 4 and 4 seconds later to a velocity of 9. It says, show this on the graph. So this is the graph sheet of how it's going to look. So this is what you're required to do. So it says, a particle moving in a straight line has a velocity of 3 meters per second at t being 0. So this is 3 meters per second right here. When t is 0, it has 3 meters per second. And 4 seconds later, its velocity is 9. 4 seconds later, its velocity is 9. This is 4 seconds later. Velocity is 9. All right. So this is it. So on the answer sheet provided, draw a velocity time graph. So you draw your velocity time graph like this. That's your velocity time graph from 3 meters per second to 9 meters per second. So let me put that there. This is 3. This is 9. Nice. What else they ask now? They ask to calculate the acceleration of the particle. Now, acceleration of the particle is the gradient. All right, so just find the gradient. All right, so acceleration A, the acceleration is going to be equal to y2, which is 9, minus 3, which is 6, over x2, which is 4, minus x1. So the acceleration is 6 over 4, which is 1.5. That's the acceleration, 1.5 meter per second square. That's the acceleration. The increase in displacement over the interval from t being 0 to t equal 4. To find that distance, it's always area under the graph. Now the area under the graph, this is a trapezium. This is a trapezium. So total distance is the area under the graph. So the area under the graph is going to equal to a half the sum of the parallel sides, which is a half 3 plus 9 multiplied by perpendicular distance. This perpendicular distance going this way, that perpendicular distance is 4. And so that's equal to a half of 3 plus 9 times 4. And so the area of the trapezium is, that looks like 12, 48, 48 times a half, that's 24. That's the area of the trapezium, 24 meters. Nice and easy. So that's the distance. Area of the trapezium is 24 meters. Soft. The acceleration is equal to 3t minus 1. So if the acceleration is 3t minus 1, it says now the particle has a velocity v of 4 meters per second when t is 2, and a displacement x which is 6 meter when t is 2. Find the velocity. To find the velocity, velocity v is the integral of the acceleration. So v is equal to the integral of 3t minus 1. So when you integrate 3t minus 1, what you're getting is 3t squared over 2 minus t plus some constant of integration. We can call that constant c. So that's the velocity. But it told us that the velocity is equal to 4 when t is 2. So when the velocity is 4, we're getting that it is to 3 times time is 2, 2 squared over 2 minus t, which is 2 plus c. This will allow us to find what is the constant c. So the constant c works out to be, so work that out, 3 times 2 squared divided by 2 minus 2. And so c works out to be 0. Since c is 0, that means we can write that our velocity v is just 3t squared over 2 minus t. This is the velocity, 3t squared over 2 minus t. That's the velocity. Nice and easy. Now I want the velocity when t is 4. So when t is 4, we can plug in t as 4. We get v is equal to 3 times 4 squared over 2 minus 4. And that's equal to 3 times 4 squared divided by 2 minus 4. And so v is equal to 20. Alright, and so when t equals 4, the velocity is 20 meter per second. That's it. That's how we find the velocity when t is 4. Nice. Now the next part of the question says find the displacement of the particle when t is 3. So now we need to find displacement. Now I call the distance s. S is equal to the integral of v. So we need to integrate 3t squared over 2 minus t to get the formula for s. Alright, so when we integrate this with respect to t, 3t squared minus 3t squared over 2 minus t, when we integrate this, what we're going to get is s is equal to, add 1 to the power, so we get 3t cubed over 3 minus, this becomes t squared over 2 plus some constant c. Nice, so this is the formula for s. But now we can find out, what we can find out now is we can find out what c is, because when s is 1, they told us that s is 6 when t equals 2. So s equals 6 when t is 2, and so 6 is equal to 2 cubed minus 2 squared over 2 plus c. And so this will give us c. So c works out to just be 2 cubed is 8 minus, let's see, 2 cubed minus 2 squared divided by 2 is 6. And so c works out to be 0. So what does that mean? That means that the formula for s is just t cubed. This is just t cubed minus t squared over 2. That is s, t cubed over t squared minus 2. Alright, that is s. So to find S now, and they want S when t is 3. So all we need to put in is when t is 3. So when t is 3, we're going to get that S is equal to 3 cubed minus 3 squared divided by 2. So all of this works out to be 3 cubed, as we know it is 27, minus 3 squared over 2 is 9 over 2, which is 4.5. And so S is working out to be 27 minus 4.5, that's 22.5 meters. So that is S. S is 22.5 meters. All right. So when t is 3, S is 22.5 meters. And that takes care of this paper. Nice and easy, soft. So as you can see, math papers, really easy, soft, a capital T.